¿Cómo la oyes, Kish? Haribo. Oh, it's off. It's off. Hare Krishna. Okay. Oh. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunjavadi Paschatya Desatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamala Sri Guru Vaishnava Sri Rupa Sagrajata Zagana Raghunatambita Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakambita Sya Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopi Kakanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrinda Avaneshvari Vrishabhano Sute Deve Pranamami Hari Priye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more Nitai Gaur Haribol. Nitai Gaur Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol. Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj, 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 Jayo Guru Deva, Jayo Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jayo Guru Deva. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Evo. That's Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you, devotees, for coming. I ask everybody here if you can please take a seat on this side. Thank you, devotees, for coming on time and on a program that is early. It didn't mean to start this early, but we double booked this day with the 6-hour kirtan. But it's all Krishna's arrangement because we'll be celebrating from 2 p.m. till the deities rest. So it's a long day of celebrations. I wanted to start by reading a short biography of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, which we're celebrating his 77th Vyasa Puja. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki jai. So Srila Jayapataka Swami, born as Gordon John Erdman on April 9th, 1949 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA, is a prominent spiritual leader in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. From a young age, he showed a deep interest in spirituality, which led him to meet his spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON in the late 1960s. He formally became a disciple of Srila Prabhupada in 1968 and soon dedicated his life fully to spreading Krishna consciousness. Following his guru's instructions, he traveled to India, where he played a crucial role in developing ISKCON's activities, especially in West Bengal and Mayapur, the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Jayapataka Swami became one of ISKCON's most dedicated leaders, helping to expand the movement worldwide. He has been instrumental in the development of Sri Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir and the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, TOVP, inspiring thousands through his lectures, books, and personal example. Despite facing serious health challenges, including a life-threatening stroke in 2008, he has continued his preaching and service with unwavering determination. His deep love and loyalty to Srila Prabhupada are reflected in his tireless efforts to fulfill his guru's mission of spreading Krishna consciousness across the globe. To this day, Srila Jayapataka Swami remains an inspiring figure in ISKCON, known for his humility, dedication, and unbreakable commitment to devotional service and to his beloved spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! So we will start today's program actually with a beautiful dance. Can you remind me your name? By Vishaka. She's doing a dance to the poem that Srila Jayapataka Swami wrote in Bengali, glorifying Srila Prabhupada. So we'll have the translation and the song here, and in the recording also it is verbally said in certain sections, but like that you can really grasp the mood of each stanza, each verse. So we're just going to get these technical things ready, and then you can start getting ready.
I would like to thank Champaka Devi Dasi for letting me use her choreography today.
Prabhupada had not come, what would have happened? How would we have passed our lives? How would Nitai and Gauranga's unparalleled compassion be distributed to all the countries of the world? The Western countries filled with materialistic sinful people, impersonalists and Mayavadis. He delivered them love within his heart. Is there anyone else so compassionate? He gave us his association. Who else would have come to distribute the holy name? He taught us to live a cultured and pure life. Would anyone else have done so? Throughout the world, he established deity worship, including artis morning to night. Who else would have taught us how to observe Ratayatra and other transcendental festivals? The Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, containing the nectar of love of God. In such a beautiful and simple way, who else could have translated as he did? So many difficulties he tolerated with such a loving heart. He gave us Harinam. Who would have given us the holy Dhams of Puri, Vrindavan, and Mayapur? have given us the incomparable treasure of Lord Chaitanya's teachings. By his actions and precepts, he engaged us always in the practice of Bhakti Yoga. From the Bhakti wish-fulfilling tree of mercy, coming from Nitai and Gauranga, the author desires a drop of mercy. Jayapataka, with all his heart, incessantly takes shelter of your divine grace.
Another round of applause. Haribo! So now we will start with the homages, appreciations, realizations, and we would like to start today's program by inviting our community leader, our fearless leader, Mother Mukhya. Please, Hare Krishna. How is this angle? Can you see? In this angle, can you see in the camera?
I think it's on now. Okay. Hare Krishna. And nice to see many devotees here. I hope many more are coming. I started this last year, and I'll do it again this year. I'm going to read some of Jayapataka Swami's offering to Srila Prabhupada in 2025 on his Vyasa Puja. It's 5 pages, so I won't read the whole thing, but I'll read out some of it because everyone should read it. In fact, I made a copy to leave here, so anyone can pick it up during the day and take a look at it if they'd like. Of course, he gives Prabhupada's pranam mantra, and he says, Srila Prabhupada, you have given me many orders. While some of them have been completed, I am trying to carry out the remaining ones. This Vyasa Puja homage is like my annual report to your divine grace. Without your mercy, I cannot do anything. I am severely physically handicapped, but I am still trying to do the best I can with the help of many of my disciples and others. Even after 52 years, the current Bhakti Vinod Goshti managing committee of the Birnagar Dvas temple is not giving permission. Srila Prabhupada wanted Maharaj to honor Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur by developing his birthplace in Birnagar. So he's trying to do that, but the people who run it aren't giving them any permission to do it. So he said, For that reason, we acquired land that was owned by Bhaktivinoda Thakur's maternal grandfather, located just 300 meters from the current temple, to develop a magnificent temple broadcasting Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life and other facilities as envisioned by your divine grace. So even though he couldn't get permission to do it, he's so clever. He just bought land next to it, made his own place, right there, beautiful temple. Who's not going to go there just to broadcast the glories of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because Prabhupada asked him to do that. Actually, I loved reading this because, my gosh, what this man does in 1 year, it's unbelievable. Your divine grace has predicted that there would be 50,000 devotees in Mayapur, half of whom would be residents and the other half guests. We now have around 7,500 residents, so we will still have a long way to go to satisfy your vision. But there were not so many people coming to Mayapur when you were here, but at present there are at least 30,000 visitors on regular days. On Gaur Purnima Day, we had 231,000 visitors, and they had a total of 15 lakhs of visitors throughout the whole festival of Gaur Purnima. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada desired to install the lotus footprints of Lord Chaitanya at the places the Lord visited. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established 8 or so, but he wanted to have 108. So on your behalf, we are trying to install the lotus footprints of Lord Chaitanya in the places he visited. So far, we've installed 59, and we're in the process of reaching more than 108. And then he's telling all these God brothers that have helped him do this. And we put footprints near Mumbai and in 24 places in Vraj where Lord Chaitanya visited. We successfully registered a trust called Saraswat Gaudiya Vaishnav Association. Most of the Gaudiya Mats have joined this institution, and we celebrate together the appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We are aiming to collectively honor their disappearance days. After we do our own celebration in the morning, we gather at one mat or another to celebrate the particular event. In this way, we are trying to unify the disciples and followers of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as per your wish. So Prabhupada asked him to do that. Think how hard that must be. But because of who he is and who he's proven himself to be over so many years, those devotees in the Gaudiya Math are so receptive to him. I'm encouraging devotees to read your books and take different Shastric courses as you desired. You said, I will never die. I will live forever in my books, and you can take advantage. People do not read your books, and you instructed that people who want second initiation should have Bhakti Shastri. I have implemented this requirement so that everybody reads your books. I was honored to receive my Bhakti Shastri degree personally from your hand, and I have since completed Bhakti Vaibhava and Bhakti Vedanta. I want to be a good example for all the devotees, so they will study your books. He is so humble. Now I am taking my Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Every night before going to bed, I read your books. I have completed the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita many times, but every time I read, I get new realizations and I feel very blissful. Your divine grace gave me the instruction to distribute 10,000 big books and 100,000 small books every month. Yikes. I am trying to fulfill this instruction of yours with the help of my disciples. I have set up a virtual book table through which I distribute books all over the world. ISKCON Sri Mayapur presented me with an award as the top distributor. Also, I am writing a few books, including, when? I don't know. I'm writing a few books, including my memories of your divine grace, entitled Better to Be in Krishna's Army, which will be printed by the Indian BBT. Additionally, I've completed the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book, which is like the Krishna book and combines not only Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, but also Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Mangala, and 8 other books by different associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wow. He mentioned a very nice program that Jamastami Prabhu is doing. Jamastami used to live here, so I was really happy to see that he is so nicely came up with something that he likes doing. He started organizing Srila Prabhupada Connect Day in Mayapur to help devotees develop deep, loving relationships with your divine grace and establish you in their hearts as their foundational Shiksha Guru through a series of lectures given by your disciples and senior devotees. The program is conducted in English and Bengali with simultaneously translations in other languages and is also broadcast live on Mayapur TV, enabling devotees worldwide to attend. What a nice thing that is. In a lecture in 1975, Your Divine Grace said, "We want to spread Krishna consciousness. Simply prepare yourself how to repeat Krishna's instructions very nicely without any malinterpretation. Then in the future, suppose you have got now 10,000. We shall expand to 100,000. That is required. Then 100,000 to 1,000,000 and 1,000,000 to 10 million. So there will be no scarcity of acharya, and people will understand Krishna very easily." Now about 100 of your disciples and around 50 of your grand disciples have become Diksha gurus. Clearly your vision extends far beyond this. At the moment, we are failing to fulfill your desire. As we are only having less than 200 gurus, devotees need to have a paradigm shift to align with your vision. And just the last couple things. Despite my health challenges, I am trying to maintain my daily sadhana. Okay, I'm going to say this for inspiration, not to feel discouraged, because he chanted 9,127 rounds in 2024, and he read your books, Srila Prabhupada's books, a total of 115 hours and 25 minutes. He times it. Additionally, during festivals, I listen to classes delivered by your disciples and other devotees, and I'll continue to improve my sadhana this year. I realize that you picked me up from the grasp of Maya and that I was not practicing any part of Vedic culture before you delivered me. Now I am trying to recognize how I am simply dependent on your mercy. Your servant, Jayapataka Swami. So amazing, right? So I leave this here if you want to read all of it. I found it online, and you could do that too. Pachupati and I were speaking this morning, and she was reminding me of something she heard on one of the Prabhupada memory tapes. A devotee from Mumbai was remembering his father had become a life member, so he must have been a boy at the time. And when Prabhupada was just starting to develop Mayapur, and he had sent Jayapataka Swami there, and he wanted him to become an Indian permanent resident. So he approached this man because he was very prominent, had friends, in high places. He was a very prominent citizen in India, and he said, "Could you help me, make with your contacts to get permanent residency for my disciple Jayapataka?" And he said to him, "This is not an ordinary devotee. He is an associate of Lord Chaitanya." So those words came from Prabhupada's mouth, and we know everything Prabhupada said, we literally accept. So that's very amazing. So you have a very, very great Guru Maharaj, a very great devotee, very humble devotee. And you should, in associating with each other, this should enliven you so much and raise you up also. You're just his little extensions here in Alachua or wherever you are in the world. And so please inspire each other. A devotee came to my office this week, and they were telling me they don't feel so enlivened anymore. Like when they first joined, they were so fired up, like all of us, right? And they were saying, what I feel like doing is I should probably just go. Devotees were like maybe getting on his nerves a little bit too much to handle, and I'm like, I can relate to this, but he said, but maybe I should just go out in the world, and then by being out in the world and associating with non-devotees, I can come to appreciate devotees. And I said, that's very dangerous. Maya is very expert, and you don't know how you can get pulled and pulled away like that. And of course, we want to have strong sadhana and just pray to Prabhupada and pray to Jayapataka Swami, who have both come up against the most difficult people. I mean, how many thousands of disciples does he have? And also Srila Prabhupada, what they had to put up with people who were annoying at best and totally inadequate for generally. And still they saw the good in everyone and lifted everyone up. So we can do that too if we're feeling discouraged or like people are getting on our nerves. Just pray to your Guru Maharaj to help you see like he sees. That there's something wonderful about every single devotee, and that's what we want to associate with. So I just pray that you will all keep your spiritual master in your heart and read his instructions, listen to his tapes, read Srila Prabhupada's books, and find so much inspiration to just carry on. You have a few more years to go. We never know when it's going to be the end, and it could be any time as we see. So stay very fixed in your service. Anything that you like to do, you're doing for Krishna. So Thank you so, so much for all of your service. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. What a perfect way to start this celebration with Mother Mukhia's words and instructions for all of us, for all God brothers, God sisters, well-wishers. Everything she shared, we should take to heart. And thank you so much for starting this with Jayapataka Swami's words and report to Srila Prabhupada. As disciples, we know how dear Srila Prabhupada is to him, and he always asks us, please help me continue my service to Srila Prabhupada. If you're in every class, he always ends by giving instructions to his disciples. He has a virtual book table, and he has a table, a document that has all of the instructions that Srila Prabhupada has given him. And there's so many, and some of the instructions are so far out that it's like, how can one person achieve this? And it is because, and he says, I need your help. So he was trying to delegate the whole world to fulfill the orders of his spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. So what a perfect way to start our celebration. Thank you so much, Mother Mukhya. And I would like to invite Vijaya Devidasi to please share some words.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nita Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kata Damadoya Nagra Matarine Jai Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. I want to start by thanking Guru Maharaj and of course Krishna for having put me in Mayapur in the best of times. When I remember, I was in Mayapur like for 10 years without going almost anywhere. And I was one of the correspondence secretaries of my Guru Maharaj. The best part of it was to have a lot of association with Guru Maharaj. And when I remember those times, I think, oh my God, how fortunate we were. Guru Maharaj would come, chant japa in front of Srila Prabhupada, and we are all waiting when he gets up. A big group of devotees goes walking around in Mayapur with him. He was very personal. He is still very personal with everybody. It's just that at that time, before the stroke, he could go here and there, and you have a much more association. So I'm always super grateful. Definitely the best years of my life is when I had all this close association with him. And this is just out of his mercy, of course. And he has so many good qualities, like Mother Mukhya mentioned, his humility and other things. But I always appreciate his good sense of humor. Like, even now, he has so many physical difficulties, but you can see he's such a happy soul, blissful soul, always joking with the devotees, being personal with the devotees. And I love that. I love that wherever I am with him, he's always funny and making jokes, and I really love that. Once I was in the office, and my Guru Maharaj calls and he said, oh, Jayapataka Maharaj office, how can I help you? So he starts mocking me. Jayapataka Maharaj office, how can I help you? Whatever you speak, you always sound like a Mexican. That's what he said. And then I said, is Fanishbar there? No, he's not here, Guru Maharaj. Is Prem Bikash there? No, Guru Maharaj, he's not here. Is such and such there? No, Guru Maharaj, it's only me. Only you, he started singing. So, I mean, he's so funny. Sometimes when he would come to Atlanta, I also, by Krishna's mercy in Atlanta, there were not many devotees. So when he would come to Atlanta, we were just a small group of devotees doing everything, going to the airport, bringing here, going there. So it was really, really fun. And That year, one specific year, the servants didn't travel with him, so we got to even make his luggage and other things that the servants used to do. And he used to take some homeopathic drops, but he said, oh, you need to give me a specific number, 25 of this, 50 of that. So I was counting, and he was 7, 9, 10, trying to distract me, you know. Or when he needed to go to take the photo for the passport, he was making faces like a mafioso in front of the mirror to see, oh, what face should I put for the passport? So he was always so funny and nice. And in Mayapur, because I was in the office, not because I knew more than others, but when we were outside, and then he would always come and tell me, who is this Mataji, what's it, blah, 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 like that. And I used to love that, of course. And he was always very kind with the Matajis. I think I said it last year, but it's always fixed in my mind. For Nishingadev appearance day in Mayapur, they are, you know, so hot during that time of the year. And thousands of devotees go early to sit in front of the altar because you want to see the Abhishek really nicely. And so all the brahmacharis were there since hours before the Abhishek, like that, you know, all seated nice. And then I come, you know, fresh like a lettuce, just took a shower. And then I said, Guru Maharaj, but where the Matajis will sit? And then he said to the brahmacharis, move. So all the brahmacharis have to move for the Matajis to sit also in front of the altar. You know, another time he was bathing the deity of Srila Prabhupada in the Ganges, and all the brahmacharis were around, were bathing like that. Guru Maharaj see the Matajis far away, and he said, oh, everybody moves, let the Matajis come so you can also bathe Srila Prabhupada in the Ganges. So that was lovely. And for his Vyasa Puja, it's gardenia time in Mayapur, so we used to make gardenias and limes garlands with one of my friends, Latika, and it was an ocean of devotees, because apart from all the devotees in Mayapur, that there are thousands, there are also many visitors, namahatas, and I said, oh my God, we will never be able to give these garlands. And Guru Maharaj from far away sees us, you know, in an ocean of people, and he sees that we have the garland, so he also opens a way, and he comes, and we can put the garlands on him. We were so happy. Another time, he had also a string from the Abhisheks that he has used for a long time, and he was playing during Guru Puja, who is gonna get it, who is gonna get it. And my friend and I, we were lucky enough, probably we were desperate for mercy. So he gave it to us. And also, I got a watch from Guru Maharaj. I think I told that last year, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But he's so connected to the deities. He's so connected to the deities. Once, I also asked, because he's a preacher. All the time he wants to help other people. And I have seen him in Mayapur running, literally running behind two visitors, two ordinary visitors, just to say, Hari Bol, how are you? How you like Mayapur, you know? So attentive to all the visitors in Mayapur. Sometimes the devotees complain, oh my God, there is so many people, the crowds, this and that. But he says, this is our business, to have visitors, so we should serve them. This is why we are here, you know. So out of humility also, once we were in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, and he was thinking how Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and how he is such an insignificant, weak link. And he was also crying due to that. So I don't want to take more time, but I want to thank my Guru Maharaj, thank Krishna, Srila Prabhupada for the mercy of being connected to Krishna through such a sweet, loving, personal, humble, and blissful Guru Maharaj. So I pray for one drop of his mercy to become a good disciple. Jai Guru Maharaj, Patita Pavana Ki, Jai.
Haribo. Interesting. Just heard a story from the medical doctors. Today's Adivas celebration in Mayapur, and she was talking about his humorous and positive nature. And when he had the stroke, he was just finding out that he's paralyzed from the right side of his body, and his face is paralyzed, and he's losing the speech, and he has to do. So he's learning all of these things once he woke up. But still, he was carrying such a light mood that the doctor was so impressed. The doctor told him, you know, I deal with stroke patients. I've never experienced somebody so jolly going through such a life-changing experience. And Guru Maharaj responds, my blood type is B positive. So he always finds a way to just stay jolly. And then the doctor started laughing, and, you know, many stories like that. And now we would like to invite Vijaya's husband, a Prabhupada disciple, god brother of Srila Jayapataka Maharaj, His Grace Soma Prabhu. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Jayapataka Maharaj. So, yeah, I'm very lucky. I kind of married into this family of Jayapataka Maharaj disciples. The first time that I heard about Jayapataka Maharaj was when I was a new devotee. This was in 1970 in Boston. And this was in the fall of 1970, and Jayapataka Maharaj had just taken sannyas a few months earlier. And the devotees there were telling me that Srila Prabhupada said at his sannyas initiation that he was an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. And we just also heard that from Mukhya. But that was the first time I heard it, and the devotees were very saying it in great wonder that within our movement, you know, we have someone like Jayapataka Maharaj who's an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. And I didn't meet him until 1977 in the Gaur Purnima festival in India. Srila Prabhupada was still there. But Srila Prabhupada was, that's when he was beginning to get really sick. So Srila Prabhupada wasn't giving the Bhagavatam class, but a lot of times he would come down for it. And they had this one program in the evening, and Srila Prabhupada would come down, and they had a chair set up for him. This was outside the Lotus building. That was the only building. They were still working on the long building at that time. And Jayapataka Maharaj was speaking to the crowd in Bengali. And it was very amazing. And Srila Prabhupada, because his health wasn't so good, he was, you know, always looking very serious. But as Jayapataka Maharaj, and you know how he speaks, and really dynamic, and, you know, and he gets to the place where he's Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adigor Bhaktivinoda, you know, and everybody's yelling it. And I looked over, and Srila Prabhupada had a huge smile on his face. I'll always remember that. And I don't have a lot of stories. I went on some, they call them safaris, his spiritual safaris after the Gaur Purnima festival. And I was always treated so nicely. He's so personal with all the devotees and showing proper etiquette. And yeah, I'll just be forever grateful for his association and for all your associations. And I'm excited to hear more stories. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Soma Prabhu. I'd like to invite His Grace Radhika Raman Prabhu to please share.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Tinamine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kipra Padayane Gaura Kata Dhamadhaya Nagar Gramatarine Jai Shlacharya Padi Ki. Today is very, very auspicious and a special day for us, especially. We are his children, spiritual father and spiritual children. So this is very, very important for us. And I always remember it's a very nice verse. Jiver nistar lagi nandashuta hari bhuvane pokash koilen guru rupa dhari. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. That son of Nanda Maharaj, Jiver nistar lagi, to deliver the fallen soul from this material world, the son of Nanda Maharaj, he comes as a form of a guru. So this is very, very important that, and also Shaisha Parampita Shai, that he's our father, he's our friend, he's our everything. So this is very, very special. And I was recently was attending on Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj Vyasa Puja. It was very recently, and I wanted to share this as a small incident. When I was my Guru Maharaj's personal servant, and I was serving Prasadam in Lotus Building, first floor. This was maybe 78, 79, something like that. So Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he was sitting next to my Guru Maharaj. And he was showing with eyes that he wanted some remnants from my Guru Maharaj to him. And I look at Guru Maharaj and I said, no, I cannot. Then after 2-3 times, he even showed me very angry eyes, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, that you better do it. Then I look at Guru Maharaj, I said, no, I cannot do that. He's my Guru Maharaj. So then suddenly Maharaj play a trick, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. He play a trick. Maharaj, something. And instead of Guru Maharaj looking at this side, he looked at this side. Anybody says, see what is this? But instead of looking this side, he was looking at this side. So when he was saying it, and his hand was almost on Guru Maharaj's plate, then he held his hand. I said, oh, I caught you. So, this was so nice that, their God brothers so nice. And also another incident happened, like I used to serve Prasadam in Mayapur, and he's very, very strict. Like particular thing will go after, particular item. If you give one before, he gets so angry. But I have seen in North America, travel with him many times, many places. Whatever you give, whatever way you give, he doesn't care. So one time, as I said, he's very particular. That particular thing should be put on the right side of the plate, should be left side of the plate, and one up before the other, dry, then juice, like that. So one day and before he come, I make all line together, so I don't have to look for it and, get delay. So I put that, and suddenly one day what happened, that, like the regular, aloo, potato, mashed potato, was very simple mashed potato, no cheese, nothing. So I was thinking, and I should have been served already 2 items before. And I think, oh my God, if I give now, he'll get angry. So what I did, my foolish mind, I slowly put that on way, that, this is a mashed potato, boiled potato. So what is this? It's not something special. So I just pushed it aside, and I didn't give him. And I thought, oh, I'm safe. So after eating, washing hand and everything, I gave him towel, wash, and he said, Radhika Raman, what is this one? So, oh my God, I said, I'm sorry, Guru Maharaj, I was, it was already passed by and everything. So you care for you? I said, no, Guru Maharaj, no, Guru Maharaj, it's for you. So I said, Guru Maharaj, you like to take it? They said, yes, they made it for me, I should take it. So immediately he took it a little bit and he had it. So like that, you know. So we had a lot of, you know, and also one more time, like in what is the meaning of guru and disciple? So one time, those days, like no cell phone and no email, nothing. So those days, you know, you have to call somewhere in India, you have to book a trunk call. You call, you know, 011, then that operator will come, yes, where you connect the phone, so they'll connect. So Guru Maharaj told me around 12 o'clock, midnight. He said, I want to make a lightning call. Lightning call is 8 times more expensive than the regular. So I said, I want to make a lightning call to Bhubaneswar. I said, this time of the midnight, you want to call Bhubaneswar? He said, yes, my disciple is in danger. There's a flood, and there's a husband, wife, and 2 children. They are in the danger. They might die. So I want to call right now. So I said, okay. So immediately, came down, make a phone call and a lightning call. So within a minute, he said, yes, your party is on the line. So Bhubaneswar temple devotee call, pick up, yes. He said, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami want to talk to you. So Guru Maharaj said, go to that village, particular village with a boat. And my disciple is on the roof. Go and save them. He said, but how you know? I said, don't talk anything. The time sensitive. If you delay, they might die. They might, will be washed away with the water. So go right now. So immediately he took the boat and went to the village and saw that all flooded and everything. 2 devotees waiting with the kid. And they said, who sent you the boat? Who sent you? I said, don't talk anything. First you come to the boat, then you will talk. So immediately they come to the boat safely. And he said, Guru Maharaj call from Mayapur midnight. That was midnight. And no cell phone, no WhatsApp, and nothing, So he come to know that his disciple is in danger, and he sent the thing. So this is our Guru Maharaj, and we have a lot of nice pastime I can share. Like I was his personal servant for a few years, so we had a lot of nice things. So yeah, I just want to say last thing that thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving your beloved son to us as our father. So Srila Prabhupada is very special, and Prabhupada gave us our Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami, as our Guru Maharaj. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki.
Thank you so much, Radhika Raman Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So our chef needs to go back to start transferring, so we would like to invite His Grace Premananda Gaur Prabhu to please share something.
Anyway, so many pastimes. Prabhu was talking, Radhika Raman was talking, and I have like so many pastimes with Guru Maharaj. We're so lucky. I think that we should write them. But first of all, before I start talking, I'd like to, thank Mother Mukhya, because, she's so loving to all of us and allow us to have this beautiful festival and always cooperating in the kitchen and all that with us in this special festival that we do for Guru Maharaj. I just like to tell Guru Maharaj that his desire for opening bhakti homes all over the planet, is flourishing. And I like to, just offer, that to all the devotees from the community. Namahata or Bhakti Home is the way that this Krishna consciousness movement is going to spread around the world. That's the prediction of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. And we already have few devotees in the community who wants to open their house once a year because it's 52 weeks out of the year, and we're so many devotees that, if you're lucky to have 1 week a year that you can open your home so we can feed your deities and chant Hare Krishna for them and, get to know each other better. And go on pilgrimage. One time Jayadvaita Swami was here, and he says that this community is no different from Vrindavan because the Lord Shri Radha Sundara, Gornita, and Krishnavaram are here, and around this temple, there is so many expansions of Krishna, you know, Giriraj, Nishingadeva, I mean, and, you know, I don't know too many. So I think that is a great opportunity to start, you know, this Bhakti home, you know, we offer to Guru Maharaj. At least myself and some devotees, you know, we want to increase this Bhakti home program. If anybody wants to open their home, you know, I will cook and, you know, we bring the kirtan and, you know, we get to know each other better and spread. And then, you know, the opportunities for you to tell your friends and family members, hey, you know, we're getting together, come to my home, you know, we want to have food, you know, and fun. In that way, we can, you know, fulfill the desire of Srila Prabhupada, that, which is the desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that in every town and village, you know, we can spread this. Guru Maharaj one time told us, we are already saved. We're already going back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada promises that. The most important thing is how many people you're going to take with you back home. So anyway, today is a very special day. You know, I'm full of emotions. I want to talk here for an hour, you know, about Guru Maharaj. But something that it came to my mind this morning, you know, that, you know, like we were in the Ratra Yatra in Panihati, and this is one of the most beautiful memories I have of my Guru Maharaj. I have so many, but this one is very special because Balabhadra Prabhu, he was, you know, leading this amazing kirtan. I don't know if a lot of the devotees are, you know, lucky enough to be in the kirtans of Balabhadra Prabhu in the old days. We will chant for hours and hours, you know. You know, everybody was like showered with sweat and you know, of so much beautiful kirtan. And in one of those kirtans in front of Lord Jagannath, I was next to my Guru Maharaj, and he has his wampers, and the kirtan was going so well. I mean, it was such a sweet kirtan, and so the Guru Maharaj gave me his wampers, and he jumped in the middle of the kirtan in front of Lord Jagannath. And when he jumped in the middle of the kirtan, he did something that I wish, you know, anybody have recorded that, because, I mean, I have it in my memory. I don't know how many devotees can tell me, yes, I saw him. But I haven't found one person that tells me, I saw him. But can you imagine, you know, if we have a recording of that, just like we have the recordings of Srila Prabhupada in the Ratra Yatras with his arms, you know, and all this. We're so lucky to have these recordings of Srila Prabhupada. But I remember that Guru Maharaj, actually, you know, he jumped in the middle of the circle of the kirtan, and immediately he did the Dasa Avatara. You know, he did the 10 incarnations of Krishna in less than, you know, 45 seconds. And the first one that he did was Nishingadeva, you know, and he jumped in the middle of the kirtan, and he did like, and then he did Parasuram, and then, you know, he did Lord Vamana, you know, he became little. I mean, he just did it like so fast, like a thunder, you know. And one time he told us when we were on safari, he says, Srila Prabhupada give us Chaitanya Lila. ISKCON is, we're living Chaitanya Lila. So actually all those pastimes and even these moments of remembrance, you know, of Srila Prabhupada and his devotee, there is Chaitanya Lila. We're living Chaitanya Lila every day here. And I'd like to thank More Mukhya for making this transcendental abode such a beautiful standard of worshiping the deities and these beautiful festivals that we have here. We're so lucky. I think that we're one of the most luckiest people in the world. And I'd like to thank everybody of you that, you know, have come together and make this wonderful feast for Guru Maharaj and for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. Jai Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you so much. Mother Ruchira, would you like to share something, or? No? Okay. Sudhamai Govindaswini Devidasi, please, if you can come up and share something. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai. I'm not qualified enough to glorify Guru Maharaj. I'm a new baby in this path. This year itself, Guru Maharaj has accepted me. I just came here to give a thank you to Guru Maharaj because in this world of miseries, Prabhupada has given a way of happiness where we can live so happy and joyfully. And I just so blessed that Guru Maharaj has accepted me in this way and just granted my wish to be into Prabhupada's mission. So thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. That's
Thank
all.
you.
Thank
you
you.
so much. Hari Bol. And also, your husband is also a Guru Maharaj disciple, right? Please, if Suraprang Govinda Das Prabhu, can you please come and share something?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, thank you. I'm so lucky today to see you, all of you, as a part of it in this program. And I'm so lucky that Guru Maharaj accepted me. I'm a newborn baby, just a 2 months year old. And thank you so much for me and coming here and talk about such things. I'm really not qualified to talk about Guru Maharaj. He's so merciful, that's what I know. And another thing is, as Mother Mukhadevi Dasi said, that what are the promises he has promised to Srila Prabhupada? He has done everything. And so one of the example, Bhagavad Gita, we all read that, we are not the body, we are the spirit soul, but he is the example of it. Despite of so many challenges, physical challenges, he's still doing this kind of service. He's doing 24/7, 365 days. Everything, he is always ready to serve, till today. So these amazing services. So I'm looking at, one of the example that we read this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Guru Bhakta Shakti Avatar Prakash, Krishna ei chhoy rupe koren bilas. So he's the example of our Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. I'm so lucky, and today I talk about a couple of things with my tiny brain, whatever I could. Thank you so much. And thank you all of you. Thanks giving me the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much. And we actually have another god brother that just recently took initiation. What is his name? Balai Karuna Das. If you can please come and share something.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna, Jai Gurudev. So as other devotee mentioned, so I am in the path of bhakti. Recently got initiated by Guru Maharaj. I used to discuss with my wife, whenever I think about Guru Maharaj past time, myself or my wife, we get no emotional. And we didn't know that why it is happening, and a lot of physical challenges Guru Maharaj is facing, but still he always kind of happy, and he want to serve the disciples, and he want to fulfill the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And recently I saw the video when Guru Maharaj was singing, where deities are kind of crying. So I understand that even deities are crying, or they are getting emotional. So think about my kind of a small person like me. So it's a very wonderful thing where Guru Maharaj blessed us, and we are in path of Krishna consciousness. And please pray for this community as well as for us, so that we can expand and serve Krishna and Guru Maharaj. Jai Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
Radhika Raman Prabhu, are you here? Other devotee that recently took initiation, Sudesha Madhava Prabhu? Or, yes, please. I didn't get your name. Apurva Madhava Priya, thank you so much. And your husband? Suresh Madhava. Yeah, if you can please.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. And all new devotees, I think I have no qualification to speak about Guru Maharaj. But at the same time, carrying deep gratitude in my heart. This is a dream come true. This was a dream that we were carrying in our hearts for 6 years. And we have always heard about Guru Maharaj that he's extremely merciful. And we felt that mercy come all the way to us in this beautiful town of Alachua. We just moved here about 1.5 years ago from Connecticut to be part of this beautiful family. Just hoping that one day we'll get our initiation, to be part of this community, to be part of this temple. And we started our life 1.5 years ago in Alachua. Actually, this was just, I think, 48 hours notice we got that the initiation is going to happen. And all thanks to Radhika Raman Prabhu and Balai Prabhu. They informed us, and of course we have our Shiksha Gurus in India, Nitai Sevani, Her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji, under whom we have been getting this knowledge. So everybody came together, and by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, we got initiated just 2 months back, and can't express how happy we are. So thank you so much for accepting us. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for accepting us as your disciples, and all thanks to Srila Prabhupada, because 6 years back, when I saw Abhay Charan, the series, and read the Leelamrit, my wish was to serve Srila Prabhupada in his mission, and I was ready to accept a spiritual master if he would be kind enough to accept me, and that wish got fulfilled. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. I'm just sitting here to say everything what she said is true, and I agree with it. That's exactly I wanted to say, but so yes, I ditto what Apurva Mataji said. My name is Suvesh Madhav Das, and I was very fortunate to have been initiated with Surapran Prabhu, Sudha Mataji, Balai Prabhu, who called me that your name is not there in the list. And he and Jaya Mataji, they orchestrated our name to be in that. We knew it's going to happen, but our senior devotee Radhika Raman Prabhu was equally responsible for our initiation. So I'm glad we are part of your family. And this mercy of Guru Maharaj happened, and we really are looking forward to serve this mission. Dandavat Pranam, Guru.
We're so grateful that our spiritual family is growing and coming to Alachua. Wonderful. Now we have more hands for helpers. We would like to now invite His Grace, Srila Hridayananda Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. His Holiness, His Holiness. I would like to share a quick anecdote. In the early 90s, we would go to Panihati, and I remember the first experience that is, stayed within my heart of loving devotional exchanges was between Riddhananda Maharaj and Jayapataka Swami. I remember after a class and a kirtan, I must have just been like 4 or 5 years old. And I remember they gave each other such a big bear hug, and then Jayapataka Swami picked up Riddhananda Maharaj and started, and he's like, let me go, let me go. There was so much love and affection and jolliness that has stayed with me for many, many years. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for coming and gracing us with your presence.
Hare Krishna. So, I'm very happy to have this opportunity to speak about my dear godbrother Jayapataka Swami. I think I first met him the first time I went to India in 1974. The history is that toward the end of 1973, Prabhupada sent a letter out to all the leaders saying that he wanted to have an annual festival in Mayapur. Because the devotees had just bought land and they just built the Lotus building. And so, of course, Brahmatirtha, what year were you there? 72. So we were all going to Mayapur, and ISKCON was so, what's the word? It was really like it was much smaller than now. And to fly to Europe, you basically had to go to New York. It wasn't like nowadays. You can go there probably nowadays from Ocala, but in those days you had to go to New York. So we all went to New York, and then the New York Temple made little box lunches for us, and we all got on the same plane, and the plane stopped in London, and we picked up all the British devotees. Then the plane stopped in Paris. We got the French devotees, Frankfurt for the German devotees, Rome for the Italian devotees. This was an Air India flight. And then from Italy, we went to Beirut, which used to be a tourist hub back then. And then I think Tehran or something, and then we finally got to India. But the devotees, we were so blissfully out of control back then that I remember on the plane, because it was mostly devotees, but there was still probably it was a big jumbo jet, so there must have been at least maybe like 70 or 80 non-devotees. We don't use the K word anymore, karmis. So the devotees actually, when we woke up, they actually took over the PA system of the plane. They just sort of took it away from the Indian stewardesses, and we did Mongol Arti. And if someone wasn't a devotee, well, it was very purifying. So we actually they just took over the PA system on this jumbo jet. Anyway, so when I got to Mayapur, I met Jayapataka Maharaj. He was, was he a sannyasi then, 1974? Yes. That's right, I took sannyasi in 72. And they just finished the Lotus building, and then on the roof, you probably know this, there were these two little apartments. One side was for Jayapataka, the other side was for Bhavananda. And because Prabhupada was very anxious to attract leading citizens of West Bengal to his movement, he gave all the guest rooms to the life members. So we slept out open air on the roof. So that's when I met Jayapataka, and he was just a very nice devotee. I mean, theoretically, every Vaishnava is nice, but he was actually nice. And I remember we really hit it off. We were like brothers, and he was, so he hosted us there, and we just slept out in our sleeping bags. And we would walk. Anyway, so then in 76, I would just basically see him every year in Mayapur, because he was based in West Bengal. And we just hit it off like brothers. I remember one time we had, you play that horse, we were in the Ganga, where one person gets on the shoulders of another person. So obviously he was like much, much, much stronger than me, but I had a really good horse, who actually, my disciple Ajita, who now is the president of New Govardhan in Australia. And he was kind of this husky guy. And so Jayapataka, because he had all these Bengali disciples, he had one like sort of small Bengali disciple. He was on tough. And I just sort of give him a little push, and he. Anyway, so we had these games in the Ganga, and then he loved to. These are just very personal things. Jayapataka Maharaj, he loved to wrestle, and no one would wrestle with him because it was just he was just too big and strong. So I said, okay, I'll wrestle with you. And so he was trying not to hurt me, but then it was just too much. So I said, okay, you have to put one hand behind your back. So he put one hand behind his back, but it's still impossible. So then I said, okay, you have to put one hand behind your back and get on your knees. And then it was actually kind of a real competition. So Jayapataka Maharaj, he is a great soul who has no other life than serving Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. He really has no other life. And I remember, of course, when his health was better, that he would, I think he literally attended all the Rath Yatras on the planet one year. And so he just had this inexhaustible energy and real attraction. He was, of course, he was serving Prabhupada in Mayapur, and he was like a Greek god in I don't know if you know that in West Bengal, because he was like twice as big as anyone else, and this like blonde. It was just like the Apollo of West Bengal. And so he told me a story once. Did he tell you a story about what he would say to the Muslims? You don't know that story? Anyway, and it's a very funny story that he told me. He was, he was he is very friendly, very personable. And so, he wanted everyone to get Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So he would always greet the Muslims there, because there are many Muslims, or there were, around Mayapur. And so in Islam, when you say, there's like an oath that you declare which makes you a Muslim, which is Allah illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, which means, I think I just converted. Anyway, it means that something that there's no God but God, la ilaha illallah, there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. And so Jayapataka Maharaj told me that for several years, he thought it was Muhammad Rasulullah. He thought they were saying that the mercy of Muhammad is as sweet as a rasgulla. And so he would greet the Muslims in Mayapur saying, Muhammad Rasgulla. Anyway, when I think our friendship was very strong because, for many reasons, but also because both of us were dedicated to preaching, and we recognized each other as dedicated to Prabhupada's mission. And I remember that when I started this nefarious deviation called Krishna West, and he's always been very supportive of me. In fact, one time we met, I think, in the LA airport, and we had these baseball caps. Krishna, so we put a cap on, then we took his picture wearing a Krishna West cap. So he was, one thing about Jayapataka Maharaj is that he's a true Brahmana, because he always does what he believes is right. He didn't make political calculations. He just did what he, in his heart, felt was best for Prabhupada and was right. And so because we had this relationship, not like brothers, we are brothers, God brothers, and so he was always supportive. Obviously, he had a slightly different style than me. But it didn't matter, because, if you ever had brothers or sisters in your family, it doesn't matter if they're different. In fact, brothers and sisters often are very different. But he knew what I was trying to do, and he honored that, just like I always appreciated what he was doing. And an example of him being a very merciful Vaishnav is that he really started the Namahatta program in ISKCON, which is not it's not a small thing, because at a certain point in ISKCON's history, devotees had this shocking realization that devotees actually don't necessarily live in temple ashrams. And so it was interesting because ISKCON wasn't really geared toward supporting householder communities or bringing people in that way. And so it was really his program. He really, and nowadays, devotee gatherings, people gathering together, families, and potluck, prasadam, and having kirtan in a class, he really is the one who established that very strongly in ISKCON. And he established it as an important part of ISKCON's mission. And then perhaps the last thing I'll say is that, of course, as we know, he's had to deal with serious health issues, and seeing how, and of course it's all external, obviously it has nothing to do with the soul, and seeing how he has responded to these challenges, to me, it's just, I'm in awe of that he's a person who is so, I think there's never been among the disciples of Prabhupada such a powerful demonstration of someone who really knows they're not the body and who is really operating on the platform of the soul. So it's, it was something which is, I think few people could do. And it takes an extraordinary amount of Krishna consciousness to just really act as an eternal soul and to know yourself as an eternal soul. So it really, to me, it has been apart from seeing Prabhupada, of course, who's on his own platform, I think it's one of the most powerful demonstrations I've seen in my life of someone actually demonstrating practical self-realization. Someone who actually understands self-realization, who knows that I'm a spirit soul, who is not identifying with the body, and who really has no other desire in life but to serve Prabhupada and Gaur Nitai. So it's, anyway, thank you for this opportunity to, just look at that picture, I'm just thinking of so many memories of our playful pastimes together. So, do you know about the log game he used to play in the pond in Mayapur?
Please tell us.
Okay. Jayapataka Maharaj had an extraordinary sense of competition, and yet it was all in good fun. I mean, it wasn't at all a material thing. Even in the spiritual world, Krishna's coward boyfriends, they all be the first to touch Krishna and so on. And so in that pukur, it's now by Prabhupada's Samadhi, and the game was that they would put a big log in the pond that was just floating, and then he would challenge everyone to jump in the pond, and the idea is you had to push it all the way to the other side till the log touched the opposite bank of the pond. Of course, no one could defeat him. And he would, I just remember watching him. And it got to the point where it was hard for him to find anyone that wanted to play. So, Jayapataka Maharaj has really set a unique and extraordinary example of devotion to Prabhupada's mission, another thing is he was like our parliamentary expert. Everyone had nicknames in the GBC back then. And because we were all young, and so one of his names was Parliamentary Pod, because he was really into parliament. I mean, it was good. It was actually good for the GBC. He really insisted on parliamentary procedure. And if there's ever any question like, can we vote for this? Or if there's any procedural question, we'd always turn to Jayapataka Maharaj. And he always knew the answer. So, yeah, he definitely has distinguished himself as one of Prabhupada's greatest disciples. And set a unique example of complete dedication to Lord Chaitanya's mission. So, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for coming. His Holiness Sridhananda Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. So, very honored to speak. Jayapataka Swami, he actually became my chiropractor. In the 80s, I was in Miami, and he'd pass through because he had a zone in South America, and I'd always arrange all his complex visas. And being an Indian citizen, it got very complex. And when he'd greet me, he'd give me this huge bear hug until my back cracked. So I said, my chiropractor. And, you know, I'm sure you heard what Sridhar Maharaj said, and so many have said that is beyond the body. But I can relate what's going on right now. I have the pleasure of running the Bhaktivedanta Institute, and a number of years back, we ran into a crisis at the TOVP Museum. Instead of becoming a science museum, as proposed, it was becoming an anti-science museum. And that wasn't going to work. So at the urging of some senior devotees, I approached the GBC and Jayapataka Swami and said, what do we do about this? And he immediately understood the problem. And he changed the name of the museum on the spot to the Science Museum of the Vedic Planetarium, because it wasn't intended to be anti-science, it established the science of Krishna consciousness. Jayapataka Swami, so insightful, pivoted in a moment, and then the next thing we knew, the team that was doing it, kind of the anti-science team, left, and it was assigned to the BI, the Bhaktivedanta Institute. Now, I meet with Jayapataka Swami every 2 weeks, and next meeting will be Monday. And we meet every few weeks to discuss what's going on. We have a whole team of astrophysicists, astronomers, biologists, philosophers. And Jayapataka Swami, at these meetings, his body is, we all know, so many difficulties. His mind is so sharp. He's a great listener, doesn't say that much. But when he talks, it's so focused, so spot on. Whatever topic we're doing, he will have a great insight. And he does that through questions. Well, what about this? Because we have a team of, they're all professionals. So instead of challenging them, well, is this working? And, this is wrong, that's wrong. He goes, what about this? What about that? And every time he does it, there are the smartest, most brilliant questions. And not being a scientist himself, but respecting what has to be done, he keeps these scientists totally encouraged, totally enlivened, and very, very productive. So one of my great pleasures at the BI is being able to meet regularly with Jayapataka Swami and just see him. Then a few years back, one other thing, I had to mediate I was for 20 years a mediator for ISKCON Resolve. And I had to mediate one of the most contentious issues that we face. I won't mention what the issue was, which was Vaishnavi Diksha Guru, but I won't mention that. And he was on a delegation from the GBC, dealing with a delegation from the Bureau. And we would meet on Zoom and in meeting rooms. And that went on for 6 months. What a pleasure working with Jayapataka Swami. Again, when issues would come up, I mean, we see him as a champion of Lord Chaitanya, a champion of Mayapur, but in this case, I saw him as a champion of really good philosophy. And it's a side of him I hadn't actually engaged with. I've engaged with him in other sides, but to see him as a champion of good philosophy, again, he wasn't the major speaker, just when he spoke, it meant something. It meant a lot. So it's a great pleasure. I pray that he stays around for many more years. His goal is to be around for the November opening of the TOVP. So all blessings that he can be here for that grand event. That's very important to him. So thank you very much for having me speak a few words about him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. His great Brahma Tirtha Prabhu ki. Please forgive us for the commotion. We are transferring all the maha, and we're going to be packing them in little to-go boxes. Devotees, this will be distributed when our prasadam is distributed at 5 o'clock. So please forgive us. We'll continue the program. We're almost done transferring. This year, all the disciples together, we offered around almost 130 preparations. Now we'll ask Her Grace Lilavatar, if you can please share.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj. Happy Vyasa Puja Day, dearest Guru Maharaj, my dear God brother. First, I want to say that you live among saintly people. You live among saintly people, and you sound very special Vaishnavas among us. You are very special. Your humility and acceptance of whatever Krishna's plans are for you amaze me. And it is a lesson to observe and to learn for all of us. That's your dedication. Whatever is in our life, we need to recognize and honor. And today I feel extremely grateful by my free will to honor you amongst all the Vaishnavas. I have a little small pastime. Being in the safari, like all the devotees said, I was there when Premananda Gaura mentioned about him dancing in front of Ratha Yatra, doing his mudras. It was a very spectacular presence to be there with him. In safari, one time he was a little sickly, and we were on the cart, on the different carts. The Latin devotees were the last ones. And so he wanted some herbs called blue boy herbs. I was living in New Talavan then, and he asked for those herbs. So I gave one of the brahmacharis a little dropper, but he wanted more. So, and he wanted me to bring them. So I had it to cross maybe 7 carriages the wagons of the train. So I went with all my equipment of herbs, and he saw what I have, and so I actually, with a dropper, fed him all these things: sage and privet, immunex, heart tonic, all these things that he wanted very special to take. So I felt really special in that way, that I could actually give him some herbs that I carry for months through India. And it felt good that he wanted me to